Okay, welcome to Salt Lake City, where the mountain views meet urban life. But is it the perfect place for you? Are you thinking about making a move to Salt Lake City? Whether it's the lure of the world classic skiing, the vibrant downtown, or the growing tech scene, there's no denying that Utah's capital is turning heads in the real estate world. But like any city, it has its quirks. And I'm not just referring to the state's famous confusing liquor laws. With a hot housing market and ever-evolving landscape, Salt Lake City offers a mix of excitement and challenges for anyone who's looking to buy or invest in property. In this guide, we're going to dive into 13 specific pros and cons of living in Salt Lake City, covering everything from the scenic views to the unexpected winter traffic jams. Whether you're relocating from out of state or considering a local move, stick with me and we will break down what makes this city tick. Because trust me, there's more to the crossroads of the West than just the stunning mountains. Salt Lake City offers both a bustling urban lifestyle and a quiet suburbans. Which lifestyle appeals to you most and why? Do you enjoy being close to the action, or do you prefer a bit more space and tranquility? As of 2024, Salt Lake City's population is just over 212,000, and it's continuing to grow steadily at a high rate. The median age in Salt Lake City is just over 32 years old, which is reflective of a young, dynamic workforce. About 47% of the homes in the Salt Lake area are owner-occupied, while 53% are rental properties, indicating a high demand for rental housing alongside ownership. The median value of the home in Salt Lake City is right around $560,000, which is above the state and metro area averages, reflecting the competitive nature of the housing market. Utah's been named #1 best state overall in 2023 by U.S. News and World Reports. The study analyzed more than 70 metrics in 8 categories, including healthcare, education, economy, infrastructure, opportunity, fiscal stability, natural environment, and crime and corrections. While urban areas naturally see some crime, Salt Lake City's focus on community initiatives have been enhancing neighborhood safety. In fact, the city's efforts to address rising concerns have led to several programs that emphasize community involvement and law enforcement collaboration. For example, the Salt Lake City Police Department has expanded the Community Connection Centers, which offer resources to those who are struggling with homelessness, mental health issues, and substance abuse, 3 factors that contribute to local crime rates. But don't let the headlines scare you. Salt Lake City crime stats, while higher than some of the surrounding areas, are often concentrated in certain parts of the city. According to KSL News, property crimes like vehicle theft are common in downtown, particularly near popular nightlife areas like the Gateway and 9th and 9th. However, many of the neighborhoods like Sugar House and the Avenues are known for being safe and family-friendly, with active neighborhood watch programs and a strong sense of community. Recent news in the Fox 13 highlights how the city's Project Safe Neighborhoods initiative has been helping reduce violent crimes and focusing on repetitive offenders and increasing police visibility. Meanwhile, police have seen success working with local residents through apps like Ring Neighborhood and Nextdoor, while citizens can report suspicious activity and stay updated on what's happening around them. Salt Lake City is not ignoring the issues, and community-driven efforts are making a noticeable difference. Also, Utah is the 5th safest state in the United States. So it depends on what your current comfort level is and your own definition of safety compared to what your current experience has been with your own safety. But as with any major city, it's always smart to stay aware of your surroundings. What do you think? Do safety initiatives make a big impact when you're considering where to live, or do you look more at the overall vibe of the neighborhood? Let me know your thoughts. Residents of Salt Lake City love the perfect balance that they have between city life and the great outdoors. There are several factors that make Utah the perfect place to play. The combination of the Wasatch Mountains and the weather offering 4 seasons provides endless possibilities. You can spend the morning exploring local shops and enjoy brunch downtown, and by the afternoon you can hit the mountains for some of your best hiking, skiing, or biking adventures that you can find just about anywhere. Newsweek recently featured Salt Lake City as one of the best places for outdoor lovers, and it is easy to see why. One of the most popular popular outdoor activities is hiking. Ensign Peak is a favorite hike. Just a quick drive from downtown. This short but rewarding hike gives you stunning panoramic views of the city and the Great Salt Lake, perfect for catching that Instagram-worthy sunset. Locals rave about it in reviews, and it's a great place for both beginners and seasoned hikers to unwind. If you're a winter sports enthusiast, Alta and Snowboard ski resorts are a short drive from the city, offering world-class skiing and snowboarding. According to KSL News, Salt Lake City proximity to those resorts has earned it the nickname Ski City, and with good reason. Fresh powder and quick access makes it a dream for all skiers. Reviewers from skiers mention that you can hit the slopes in the morning and be back to the city for dinner. Taking advantage of a season pass increases your chances of getting some extra time on the mountains. My friend takes her kids every Monday after work and school. They love all aspects of this ritual, the family time, the skiing, and enjoying the great outdoors. During the warmer months, residents flock to places like Mill Creek Canyon for hiking, picnicking, and mountain biking. According to Deseret News, Mill Creek is particularly popular because it's dog-friendly, a rarity among Utah's national parks. You can even see families picnicking while their pups are splashing in the creek. For those who love water sports, East Canyon offers kayaking and paddleboarding. Be forewarned that the water can be a little bit chilly. Also, it has campsites available, so if you want to make a weekend adventure, you will want to book a site. The fishing is great as well if you want to add fishing gear to the packing list. The outdoor opportunities around Salt Lake City are endless, and that's why residents stay active and energized year-round. What about the proximity to national parks? Weekend trips to Zion's Bryce Canyon and the Arches National Parks are totally doable. Just imagine Instagramming those red walk selfies every month. What would you do first? Take on the ski slopes, hike the trails, paddleboard on the lake, or do you love fishing? Let's hear about your adventurous plans when you comment below. Residents love the proximity to both mountains and city amenities. The downtown area offers shopping, restaurants, and a vibe with the art scene, while outdoor recreation is just a short drive away. Salt Lake City is becoming more culturally diverse, with over 16% of the population being foreign-born. This diversity isn't just a statistic, it is a key part of the city's growth internationally with the food scene and community vibe. According to the census reports, this foreign-born population is primarily made up of residents from Latin America and Asia, contributing to a melting pot of cultures across the city. As a result, you'll find a variety of cultural festives and events that celebrate everything from Hispanic Heritage Month to Utah Asian Festival. And here's a fun fact for you. Salt Lake City is one of the top LGBTQ+ friendly cities in the United States, rated 7th for its inclusive community. One standout example is the city's growing west side, where the diversity is truly visible. The neighborhood has seen an influx of immigrants and refugees, and you can find it in the rich cultural tapestry of the restaurants and the markets in the area. If you love authentic global cuisine, try grabbing a bite at Saffron Valley. It's known for its incredible Indian dishes. Or hit up the Red Iguana for some of the best Mexican food you'll ever taste. No, like seriously, people are usually lined up out the door waiting. So local news outlets and KSL and Deseret News have highlighted how the cultural shift is transforming Salt Lake City into a more inclusive and exciting place to live. In fact, according to recent KSL story, efforts like the city's Office for the New Americans are aimed at helping immigrants integrate and thrive, which only adds to the vibe and the atmosphere across the city. What's interesting is that the diversity isn't just about the food festivals, it's also shaping neighborhoods. The Glendale and Rose Park areas, for instance, are becoming known for their cultural fusion and strong community ties, where people from all walks of life come together to create a welcoming atmosphere. It's clear that Salt Lake City's diversity is enhancing everything from its restaurant scene to its community efforts. What part of a city's culture excites you the most when you're looking at a new place to live? Is it the food festivals or something else? Let me hear what you think in the comments below. So are you thinking of moving to Salt Lake City? In additional videos related to Salt Lake City, I share a map tour and a walking around town vlog. These videos have hidden gems and visuals introducing you to different neighborhoods and showing you examples of different price points. If you are looking for additional information about Salt Lake City and surrounding suburbs, you will want to check them out. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Salt Lake City, Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about the current market in Salt Lake City, Utah and surrounding suburbs. My name is Janet with Living in Salt Lake City. We get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking to make a smooth move to Salt Lake City, Utah and surrounding suburbs, and we absolutely love it. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Our information is in the description below so that you can make a smooth move to Salt Lake City, Utah and surrounding suburbs. Salt Lake City takes pride in its overall cleanliness. It takes it seriously, and that's reflected in its well-maintained parks and public spaces, making it a pleasant place to live and visit. According to KSL News, the city invests heavily in its public parks. These parks are not just well kept, they're beloved community hubs where locals can enjoy picnics, outdoor sports, and leisurely strolls throughout the lush green spaces. A Salt Lake Tribune article recently highlighted the city's effort of maintaining cleanliness through community-driven initiatives like Adopt a Spot and annual spring cleanup, where residents work alongside city staff to keep neighborhoods and public spaces pristine. The programs have received glowing reviews from residents who appreciate the city's focus on keeping things looking sharp around town. Salt Lake City also ranks highly in national cleanliness reports. A study by the American Lung Association noted that while the city struggles with air quality during the winter inversion, the city itself remains remarkably clean on a ground level, with the well-organized trash collection services and frequently cleaning of the streets in the downtown area. These efforts contribute to the overall quality of life, helping Salt Lake City retain its reputation as the clean, green, and livable city. So whether you're biking through Sugar House or attending a festival at Liberty Park, you're bound to notice how well maintained the city is and the surrounding spaces. How important is the city's cleanliness to you and where you're considering moving? The overall cost of living in Salt Lake City is higher than the national average, with housing being the most significant factor. However, compared to California, most expenses, including housing, utilities, and property taxes, remain notably lower. Utah's median price value is significantly less than that of California's. So where the median house price is in the cities, for example, like Los Angeles, is over $800,000. In Salt Lake City, the median value is around $560,000. For Californians making a move, this can mean a massive saving, especially in housing and property taxes. The overall cost of utilities and transportation in Salt Lake City is also lower than in California. The Salt Lake Tribune recently highlighted how utility costs, including electricity and water, are more affordable in Utah compared to California's higher rates due to their droughts and energy demands. However, when comparing Utah to other states like Texas, Utah's housing costs are higher. Texas, with its larger housing market, offers lower median home prices, particularly in cities like Houston or San Antonio, where median home price is lower than $350,000, significantly lower than Salt Lake City's booming real estate market. Texas also boasts no state income tax, which can make it a more attractive financial choice for some families and individuals. In Salt Lake City, despite the rising housing prices, utility costs and property tax remain relatively low. The cost of living in Salt Lake City may not be the cheapest in the country, but the balance between lower property taxes, utility costs, and overall quality of life, combined with the access to both urban and outdoor amenities, makes it an attractive option for many people, particularly those moving from higher priced states like California. How do you feel about Salt Lake City's housing market compared to where you live now? With housing prices on the rise, how do you think the cost of living in Salt Lake City compares to other cities? Do you see it as worth the trade-off for the quality of life and what the city has to offer, and why? Leave me a comment below. Salt Lake City has a good mix of public and private education options, and it's no surprise that many residents hold bachelor's and even graduate degrees. The city's educational landscape is anchored by the University of Utah, affectionately known as the U. Not only does the U of U dominate Salt Lake's academic scene, it's also nationally recognized for its research and contributions to tech innovation. In fact, according to U.S. News and World Records reports, the university ranks in the top 100 for the nation in universities, and it's a leader in healthcare and biomedical research. The University of Utah is especially known for its Huntsman Center Institute and cutting-edge research in genetics. According to Deseret News, the university continues to invest heavily in its science and technology programs, drawing students from across the globe. Reviews from current students often mention the campus's vibrant culture and the stunning location at the base of the Wasatch Mountains. Imagine studying with the mountain views just outside your classroom. Salt Lake City also offers excellent K-12 options. West High School, one of the oldest schools in the state, consistently ranks among the top public high schools. It has a strong reputation for preparing their students for college-level courses. Another standout is Judge Memorial Catholic High School, a private institution known for academic rigor and strong sense of community, frequently mentioned in the KSL News for its exceptional art and sports programs. Additionally, the city is home to Roland High, a top-rated private school that focuses on a student-centered approach, accepts rates of smaller class sizes. Parents rave about the school's individualized attention and commitment to fostering creativity in warm, inclusive environments. With education being a top priority for many Salt Lake City residents, the mix of prestigious public and private schools ensures that students of all ages have access to quality learning. How important is the educational environment to you when choosing a place to live? Do you have a favorite school or university? Is this an area that you'd like to give a shout out to? Is there a school you are particularly fond of? The TRAX light rail system makes getting around the city easy. You might even find yourself using public transportation, a miracle in a car-centric America. Although TRAX is great, it does not cover everywhere, and buses can be a bit slow. If you're hoping to have a car-free lifestyle in Salt Lake City, you might still need that backup vehicle. Let's be honest. Salt Lake City's public transit has its ups and downs. TRAX, the light rail system, is definitely a highlight, making commuting to and from downtown a breeze. TRAX has 3 lines. It has the red, the blue, and the green. They connect Salt Lake City's downtown core to the suburbs and the airport, and even to the University of Utah, which is great if you're attending a basketball game or heading to class. According to UTA, over 16,000 people use TRAX on weekdays, and the system gets solid reviews for being clean, safe, and relatively quick. However, not all areas of the city are well connected by public transportation. According to a report from the Salt Lake Tribune, the bus system is less reliable, with some routes having long wait times and limited coverages in more suburban neighborhoods like Draper or West Jordan. Locals often joke that relying on the bus can mean waiting 30 to 40 minutes, especially if you live further from the city center. The Utah Transit Authority is working to address these issues and plans improvements frequently and extended coverage to more areas. But for now, many residents will still rely on a car for errands outside of downtown. In a review on Reddit, one local said, "I love TRAX for getting to the airport or downtown, but for a quick grocery run in the neighborhood, the bus isn't cutting it. I'm sticking to my car." Still, for daily commuters heading to work, the city, or students at the U of U, TRAX is a popular and efficient way to get around. It's also perfect for the skiing trips, for the Utah Ski Bus will get you there to the slopes during the winter, and so you don't have to drive through the snow. While Salt Lake City public transit might not make it truly car-free city just yet, it definitely is an evolving option for getting around. What would you have as a go-to? Hopping on the TRAX, waiting for the bus, or sticking with your car? In Salt Lake City, you truly get to experience all 4 seasons, each with its own unique charm. Spring brings blossoming flowers, summer delivers hot days perfect for exploring the mountains, fall showers are stunning with the red and gold foliage, and winter is all about the fresh powder for skiing. Just remember, you will need a wardrobe swap about every 3 months because the weather here likes to keep us on our toes. Utah is known for being the greatest snow on earth, and winter is prime time for skiing and snowboarding at resorts like Alta and Park City. The snowy seasons last from December through March, so it's ideal for your winter sports. However, don't forget that those chilly mornings can drop into the teens, so layering is key. Spring in Salt Lake is refreshingly mild, but it's also unpredictable. Locals jokes that you can experience all 4 seasons in one day. Sunshine in the morning, rain by lunch, snow in the evening. Springtime in the Wasatch Range is a favorite for hikers as the trails reopen and the wildflowers start to bloom, but don't ditch your coat just yet. Summer in Salt Lake City is sunny and warm, perfect for outdoor festivals, concerts, and camping. Reviews of popular spots like Red Butte Garden highlights that the city's vibrant summer art scene, while locals flock to Causey Reservoir for kayaking and paddleboarding. Expect temperatures to hover in the 90s and don't be surprised if your AC gets a workout. Then there's the fall, which might be the best kept secret in Salt Lake City. As the temperatures cool, the Uinta Mountains and Big Cottonwood Canyon turn into a sea of gold and crimson. Locals rave about fall hikes and cozy evenings at downtown eateries. It's also the time for pumpkin patches and apple picking at Wheeler Historic Farm, which gets rave reviews for its autumn charm. So, whether you're layering up for the snowy days or soaking in the summer sun, Salt Lake City offers all the seasonal variety that you could want. What's your favorite season? Would you brave the snowy mountains, or are you more of a fall foliage fanatic? Let me hear. Salt Lake City has a tight-knit, welcoming vibe that makes you feel like a part of family, whether you want it or not. Whether it's joining a local block party, pitching in on a community garden, or volunteering at a shelter, this city has a way to pull people together. Salt Lake City constantly ranks as one of the most charitable cities in the United States, with residents actively participating in community service and local nonprofits. One well-known local initiative is the Utah Food Bank, which has been servicing the community for over a century. During the holiday season, it's not unusual to see volunteers of all ages pitching in to help families in need. One particular fun example is Salt Lake Community Spirit is the Avenue Street Fair, a neighborhood block party that brings thousands together to celebrate local artists, food vendors, and live music. It's a favorite among residents as an event where everyone knows everyone, making it feel like a reunion of sorts. Attendees love the sense of camaraderie, and it's a great way to meet new neighbors or just enjoy the local culture. In terms of organized community involvement, Salt Lake City Volunteer Center connects residents with countless ways to give back, from mentoring at-risk youth to helping clean up local parks. Plus initiatives like Project Homeless Connect and Adopt a Spot that are highlighted by their positive impacts on the community. It's clear that Salt Lake residents love to roll up their sleeves and get involved. Even smaller, everyday events foster a sense of togetherness. Whether it's a casual neighborhood gathering or a farmer's market, you'll quickly notice how people here genuinely care about the city and each other. One local resident shared on Yelp, Salt Lake City feels like a place where everyone waves at each other. It's like a small town, even though it's a growing fast city. So whether you're attending a community festival or simply chatting with your neighbor over the fence, Salt Lake City's sense of community will make you feel right at home. What's your favorite get-together to get involved in the community where you live? Now that you know the reasons you will love Salt Lake City, let's talk about some reasons you might change your mind. The winter air quality can be bad with the inversion trapping pollution in the valley. It's kind of like breathing through a straw. For Salt Lake City residents, winter inversion is no joke. Here's how it works. Cold air gets trapped beneath warmer air in the valley, essentially sealing it in all the pollutions from the cars, the houses, and the industrial sites. According to Salt Lake Tribune, Salt Lake City can see multiple inversion events throughout the winter, sometimes lasting up to 2 weeks. During these periods, the air pollution levels skyrocket, making it tough on your lungs, especially for people who suffer from asthma or other respiratory issues. Despite the challenges, Salt Lake City is trying to improve things. The Utah Department of Environmental Quality regulates issues action days during inversion, urging people to carpool, reduce wood burning, and use public transportation to limit emissions. Some progress in the state is investing in renewable energy products and stricter vehicle emission standards to combat the air quality issues long term. So while inversion might make winter breathing a bit of a chore, efforts to tackle issues are underway. If you're considering Salt Lake City, just remember that those mountain views are incredible, even if a winter haze occasionally hides them. Have you ever experienced a Salt Lake inversion? How do you cope with bad air days where you live? Home prices have been rising in Salt Lake City, making it increasingly difficult for first-time buyers. If you've been dreaming of owning a charming bungalow in the Avenues or Sugar House, you might need to stretch that budget and maybe get some creativity going with your financing, because the housing market here is no joke. The median home price sits around $560,000. For perspective, that's nearly double what it was just a decade ago. While areas like the Avenues used to be relatively affordable, they've become prime real estate, meaning your adorable cottage now costs as much as a luxury condo in other cities. This rise in home prices has made it especially difficult for first-time home buyers who are often priced out of their desirable neighborhoods. With inventory remaining low, many buyers find themselves in a bidding war, which pushes prices even higher. And it's not just the purchase price. Renters here are feeling squeezed. Despite the high costs, many people still flock to Salt Lake City for its growing job market, access to the outdoors and recreation, and the quality of life. So while you might need to practice some financial gymnastics to snag your dream home, the city's appeal keeps the demand high. If Salt Lake City pricing is too steep, we can always look at surrounding suburbs to find a better financial fit. How do you feel about Salt Lake's rising home prices? Are you willing to stretch your budget to get those mountain views and city charm? Snowpacked roads make driving an adventure, especially for newcomers. Get ready to practice some serious driving skills. Salt Lake City's winters aren't just about sipping hot chocolate by the fire. They're also about navigating some icy roads and white-knuckled driving through the Wasatch Front. According to the recent Fox 13 story, winter accidents spike in Utah every year, with over 1,200 crashes occurring during the first snowfall of 2023. That's right. The city's snowstorms have a way of catching drivers off guard, even seasoned locals. So if you're planning to drive through winter here, make sure that your car is outfitted with the snow tires and your place list is long enough to last through some traffic delays. It's not just about the snow though. Salt Lake City has been ranked as having some of the worst drivers in the country. According to KSL News, Utah ranks high on the list for accidents caused by speeding. And Salt Lake City drivers have a reputation for not slowing down even in a snowstorm. So whether you're dealing with icy roads or aggressive drivers, winter driving here definitely keeps things interesting. But don't worry, if you're not keen on driving, the city does have other options. The Utah Transit Authority offers ski buses to nearby resorts, and the TRAX light rail can get you around the city when the roads are slick. So if the idea of winter driving makes you sweat, public transportation might be your best friend. If you're not a thrill seeker who loves a good challenge, Salt Lake City's winter driving could not be as fun for you. Just don't forget to carry a shovel in your trunk and maybe some snacks in case you get stuck in traffic. Salt Lake City's rapid growth has brought with it a construction boom. And let me just say, the sound of jackhammering has become a part of the city's unofficial soundtrack. It seems like there's always another building going up. And if you had a clear mountain view last year, well, better snap a picture before the new high-rise building comes up. The downtown area is expecting a construction frenzy with multiple apartment complexes, office spaces, and mixed-use developments popping up. In fact, Salt Lake City's skyline has been evolving so quickly that the number of cranes dotting the landscape has become a running joke among the locals. One resident commented, "I counted cranes on my commute. I've hit 12 in one morning." The same article reports that the city issued a record number of building permits in the past few years, signaling just how fast things are changing and growing. But it's not just downtown. Neighborhoods like Sugar House and Central 9th are also seeing significant construction with new condos, townhomes, and retail spaces replacing older structures. According to KSL News, developers are scrambling to keep up on the demands as more people flock to Salt Lake City for job opportunities, particularly in tech and finance. However, the rapid pace of construction has stirred some debate among longtime residents, with concerns about overdevelopment and losing the city's charm. The surge in construction has led to road closures and detours, causing a few headaches for commuters. One review Yelp put it humorously, "I love the growth, but I can't remember the last time I drove through the city without hitting a detour signal. My GPS just sighs now." So while the city's growth skyline is a sign of progress, it's also a reminder that your favorite shop might soon have a new high-rise neighbor. Have you noticed the construction boom in your neighborhood? Does it excite you, or do you miss the old views? Let me hear your thoughts. Well, now that you've seen all the good, the quirky, and the occasionally snow-covered roads in Salt Lake City, from jaw-dropping mountain views to booming job market and community that knows how to come together, there's no shortage of reasons why people are flocking to Utah's capital. But of course, it's not without its challenges. Rising home prices, winter inversion that can make breathing feel like a workout, and the ever-present sound of construction might give you pause. The real question is, what appeals to you more? Is it the outdoor lifestyle and proximity to adventure, or maybe the vibrant city scene with a tech-driven economy? Whatever your preference, Salt Lake City offers a little of something for everyone. Whether you're chasing powder at the ski resorts or hunting for the perfect neighborhood cafe in Sugar House, now it's your turn. If you're ready to dive into the housing market or just have some questions about what makes a city tick, don't hesitate to explore further by dropping a comment below. Who knows? Salt Lake City just might be the perfect match for you. What do you think? Mountain trails or downtown thrills? Either way, Salt Lake City's got your back.